What's up guys, back in today with another reaction to the Berserk manga, this time in volume 22, the chapters War Cry of the Wind parts 1 and 2. Now I did look at this a couple of weeks back, but should be a lot easier to, if every volume is going to be kind of structured like this, should be a lot easier for me to just do 2 chapters per reaction. I actually quite like doing the 3, but that wouldn't make sense now, I don't think. Actually it might, that adds up to an even number. No, it doesn't, leaves one over. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what we got today. We'll just have to kind of revise myself on what happened during the last reaction. So we had prologue to the war. I think Griffith obviously ended up going away with Zod. Ended up finishing that battle. Getting some brilliant moments in there. Some really brilliant moments. We had a little look back at this, so whatever the hell happened here. Again, still not 100% sure what to make of this. Again, I do feel like Casca is just kind of feeling that mother-son kind of bond, but I would have thought if it was to do anything with Griffith, she would be more terrified, so it does make me inclined to say that she is kind of feeling that mother-son bond rather than anything about Griffith when she was in his arms here. Like I said, she'd probably be quite horrified if it was like just Griffith, right? Because because we've had a bit of flashbacks, and it's always at that kind of vital junction of the eclipse, that horrible part. And Griffith is obviously a massive involvement of that, of course. My friend Megaturtles actually did send me the 2016/17 Berserk adaptation of this fight, and it wasn't that bad. I mean, the voice acting and the sound effects were actually really good. The animation during the fights and such, not so much. It was really blurry, and just the weight of the impact the sound effects had was much more impactful than anything you could actually see. It just it didn't feel impactful at all, especially compared to the manga. But again, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen or anything. Rika looked terrible. I'll say that. Rika looked terrible. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. So it looks like we're going to Puck's home. Home of the fairies. And hopefully that'll be a safe spot for everyone, but yeah, unfortunately we did say our goodbyes, which is sad. Again, would have been nice if we could have kind of stayed here and chilled, but that got blown out the door when Zod destroyed the magic cave, I'll call it. I will get my own kingdom. This is the man I am. You of all people should know that. And that is very true. Very true, especially after all this time. I love this shot right here. This shot was brilliant. Again, reminds me a lot of the reminds me a lot of the shot with Jill in Lost Children, which is probably I'm not 100% sure. It's not like I go back and look at, oh, that's my favourite, oh, that's number 2, that's number 3, but I'd probably say the shot with Jill within Guts' cloak is probably my favourite in the whole series. Quite symbolic of that. Well, not symbolic of that, but it looks similar, and it's in a similar kind of vein. Casca kind of embraced by the darkness. And actually is okay with it now, as I did mention last reaction. She a little bit kind of scratchy and stuff, getting close to Guts. But yeah, then we had this battle. You guys know my theory of what's going to happen, so I do wonder if it'll play out just like I said. Oh yeah, Griffith ended up arriving in Midland after this pretty cool scene with I forget the guy's name. Catching the arrow. This guy getting circled, decapitated. What a face that is. And yeah, we ended up with the return of Griffith to Midland. Again, very poetic, isn't it? It's a shame. Well, I don't actually know. Is the old man who, I think he's dead, right? It's a shame he's not alive and died by a heart attack at seeing Griffith again. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of these chapters down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these reactions. Apologies, guys. Yeah, hiccups now. Oh dear. So we've got Hawk of the Millennium Empire arc, the Holy Evil War chapters. War Cry of the Wind. Again, love Griffith's new suit. Some weird logos on their heads, haven't they? I haven't really looked at that too much before. It's like a crescent moon and a three lines. Is that? Sure is. I was stunned. Everyone's eyes, just like when he was reborn, everyone's eyes right here on the pure white that is Griffith. The Hawk of Light? Impossible! Why is he here? What's happened to your man? Oh. That's crazy. I thought that was a fire. I thought that was flames right there. So bloody hell, he's just getting burnt alive. But he does look like he's been burnt alive, these guys, don't they? But no, that's Griffith's hair. Bloody hell. Just waltz right past them. As quick as that guy was to the arrow. To walked around that quickly. On a horse, by the way. On a horse. Like, is his horse supernatural as well? Or did he get off quickly and just walk past? Probably that. Probably just got off. You what? Oh shit! Just kill. Again, Griffith is just purely kind of objective now. He's how lots of Twitter specialists and stuff think they are when they're like reviewing an episode or a series or something. Again, I never say I'm like perfect or anything. I know my analysis and such is yeah, not the greatest, but I never say anything objective unless it is like 100% objective, whereas other people will try and like, again, I see a lot on Twitter and stuff of people objectively saying this and that about very subjective things. I mean, a lot of media in general is very subjective. I think people see like facts and objective as two different things, whereas to me they're I mean, they're not exactly the same, but they're very similar, very similar. And I think other people maybe don't make that distinction on the internet. Does it just get slashed in the eyeball? Yeah, what a horrible outfit. Kind of reminds me of I can't remember, I don't know the name. It's been maybe 20 years. Cruella de Vil. I do remember the name from, what was it, 101 Dalmatians. Again, just unemotional, just objectively, I'm getting that fucking seat at the top of the kingdom. You need to die for that. Die. No words said. No time wasted. Look at his horse as well. His horse even looks unemotional and just, I mean, horses don't look too emotional or anything anyway, but it looks less emotional than usual. Like there's less in the eyes, more dead in the eyes. Insta dead. No one really knows what to do right now. Excellency? What do you think you're doing? Fire your arrows! Fire! Wait! I mean, there's not really much need to wait. I don't think, funnily enough, I don't think Griffith would be hit by any of these. Or maybe he would, but it just wouldn't faze him. I think you guys did tell me he is still kind of supernatural, so. That was a really good show that I used to like, by the way, Supernatural. I used to watch that with my mum when I was quite young. It's not anything kind of majorly horrific, but there was a few really scary episodes in there. I really liked the main leads. They were really awesome. Yeah, then I think, I don't know if it got stopped or whatever, but I just stopped, kind of, maybe it stopped just airing in the UK, but yeah, just stopped for a long time, and then I never watched it again. I think there has been a fair few seasons since I have stopped, but I need to pick back up on that. And they fire anyway. This guy's reaction here. He's so dumb, this guy. He's so dumb. Yeah, not one of them hit him. This reminds me of that bloody scene from Pulp Fiction. Divine intervention. Oh, this person got hit here, whoever this is, I think. Or is that just the... No, I think that is some guy who just got hit. Yeah, again, reminds me of the scene from Pulp Fiction, just every arrow just going through them. Just don't give a fuck. Not one arrow? Did he dodge? Impossible. No way. Not that many. A coincidence? But... Fools! Of course it's mere coincidence. Why are you just standing there? Second volley! Fire! I guess you do need to just make sure, don't you? It could just be that you're all so shit that you miss from there, but what is the realistic possibility of that? They're like 10 meters away. Oh crap. Oh, it is Zod. What's happening? So is it fair to say we're going to see quite a bit more of Zod from now on then? That's pretty cool. Is he wearing like a new armor? A bit more hairy than usual. That's horrible. Like devil, three-eyed devil on his chest. Interesting. Look at that belt as well. It's like a mouth. Look at his horse. But oh god damn, that's sick. I love that. That looks really cool, doesn't it? Steam coming out of his nose. Just I love that. That looks really cool. Damn, what a shot this is. Damn. Again, this horse looks cool as fuck. Coming up to the screen like that. That looks so cool. Again, this one's eyes as well look like a loss of humanity as well, don't they? Just pure kind of objective thinking. Is that a new sword as well? Got a nice axe, big old axe. Again, that is a sick shot. What is he? Is he that man? Is he with that man? Slay him as well. I don't know why, but I foresee maybe the Kushans actually working with Griffith and such. Maybe that's what again I forget the guy's name, but the main prince guy was or the main clan leader of one of the families was thinking perhaps it would be obviously much better for them because they'll just die if not. But I was just thinking, do all the Kushans need to die now? I guess they do kind of hit two birds with one stone here. I was thinking Griffith and such could have done this slightly earlier and just took over Midland and achieved a dream that way, but then they would have had to face the Kushan eventually, perhaps. So they just got the Kushan to defeat the Midland army and then take down the Kushan, kind of again, just taking down two birds with one stone and just taking down the Kushan. But again, I'm maybe slightly foreseeing that they actually kind of work together, perhaps. To go against that would be just to say that Griffith and Zod and such are just so powerful it wouldn't even matter if they took over Midland first and then to face the Kushan, but who knows? Well, they might not have even had to face the Kushan because the Kushan were too scared, perhaps, but yeah, that's just hypotheticals. Ugh. No armor or anything on Zord's horse as well is something interesting. Like no armor at all, no protection or anything. Just almost like a bare horse. Just like some bars here. A bare horse with Zod the bare force. The bare force. Damn, a lot of people are getting their heads caved in. Right here. That warrior, he's a monster. So stand your ground. They're just two horsemen. Crazy, isn't it? Just two horsemen. They're got to achieve kinghood, potentially, probably. But we know they're not just two horsemen, so. Ugh! Hurry and bring him down. Stop dawdling. I'm not sure if Americans know what that means. I think that's a pretty English thing of just like fucking about. Stop fucking about. Stop messing around. The fuck is this? Something very long, swinging around in the air. It's like a fencing, not a fencing. What's that thing that knights? I say knights. Is it? No, it's not fencing. But they have that giant kind of spear on a horse, and they kind of they two and they go opposite directions and hit each other once. What's that called? I remember watching a movie with that involved in some capacity. It was like a comedy movie, but I can't remember what it's called. Very niche, whatever it is. I'm not sure if that's still a thing nowadays. What did I call it? A spear. Lance. Yeah, it's a lance. That's the one. Again, do people still do that? I imagine somewhere they probably do. Can't imagine I saw that pop. Jousting. That's the one. Jousting. Oh, what the hell's happened to my screen? Oh no. Hopefully my screen's still fine, because it does that sometimes. You just saw that black screen appear. Probably just gotta make sure. My recording says it's I hate doing that, because on my if you guys can see me right now, I try to keep in the middle, but I'm slightly more to the right in my usual videos, so I always kind of, you might notice I lean over. So it doesn't look all that great. Yeah, it's really annoying. I always notice that when I'm watching back. I'm always like slightly leaned over to where I usually would be. I've got to try and keep myself in the middle. But yeah, bloody hell, jousting again. What a throwback this is. Again, I imagine there's somewhere people still do this, but it must be so niche. It must be expensive as well to actually kind of put on events and stuff. I don't know what movie I was talking about. I can't remember for the life of me. Knight's Tale? No, don't think so. Again, it was more of a comedy movie. My OBS likes telling me that it's lagging without actually lagging, which is really annoying sometimes as well. So hopefully the video hasn't lagged till now. But yeah, this looks like a jousting lance. And I think it is. So who the fuck is this? Again, really cool. This is like a crescent moon as well. Really cool armor on this horse, and on the person's a bit too extravagant, I will say. It does look cool as hell, but it is very extravagant, isn't it? Like, what is the... Surely that can only hinder you, right? Or it's not really much of a hindrance, don't get me wrong, but it's, I think it's pointless. Then again, you could say that about all this stuff. Design-wise, it is pretty cool. So he's got like 2 crescent moons in a shape of an X. I think they are meant to be kind of 2 sides of a moon, perhaps, from this shot there. Seems to very much like that, because it's plastered everywhere on his horse, on his armor. Okay, what you got for us? Again, pretty cool looking guy. Almost looks a bit like a very kind of usual Japanese hero. I forget the names, but I can't remember the names for the life of me. Is it Kamen Rider? Again, another Google search here. Kamen Rider. Look, yeah, it looks a bit like Kamen Rider, but Kamen Rider looks like a bit like a bug. I'm thinking more of the guy who had a crossover with Godzilla. Ultraman, I think it is. Yeah, it looks a little bit like Ultraman. Not that much. And I never actually watched many of these Godzilla movies. The old ones with like the lots of crossovers and stuff, but I've watched loads of clips of them. Mainly the fights. Mainly the fights. My enemies, your pardon, for being on horseback. My name is Locus. I have ridden here, guided by an oracle. I recognize you as the Hawk of Light, so this guy's not an enemy to Griffith, eh? He does look pretty cool. Locus, interesting name. What is on his interesting. Locus. Is he human? He's got similar eyes to Griffith, hasn't he? Kind of reptilian-like eyes. Is this the truth? The moonlight night, Locus. I accept your sword. Delighted. What do you mean? to accept his sword. Oh, when he says recognize, does he not mean it in a more common way, but to recognize as in I recognize you as my master, rather than I recognize you are the Hawk of the Light, I think is what I get from that. So Griffith's got another team member, it looks like. It's Locus. Hawk of the Light. I heard he died. Hawk? But that can't be. No, there's no mistaking him. I saw his face in the victory parade at Wyndham. It couldn't be anyone else. He is Midland's guardian angel. I'm doing it again. Sorry guys, I keep bloody leaning over there. I want to see some Locus action. Oh shit. I saw some Locus action. Damn, these guys lined up perfectly. Bloody hell. It's got 4, maybe even 5 just in one strike. Not the best weapon ever though, a lance. Like, really not the best weapon ever. All you can do is go straight with it. You can't really, I guess you could like whack people. You've got the strength for that, but it wouldn't do that much. And like, what can he do now? Now he's just surrounded by a load of guys, right? Not the most practical weapon. Cool as fuck though, eh? You can just poke through 4 people in a row like that though. Really cool. Just got Zod just mashing people. Putting them in a blender. Shit. Oh, looks like we're actually coming to the end of this chapter. Insanity! Just 3 horsemen? They could have done this with 1, to be honest. They could have done this with 1. It's him. Releasing herself from her binds. Interesting. Interesting. Very symbolic that, I imagine. He's the one. Hey, you! Stop, girl. It's dangerous. Bro, the irony of that. You've literally got her locked to chains right here. And made to be a slave. / sex slave. Yeah, you're saying that's dangerous. She'll be fine. She'll be absolutely fine, I think. That's the thing. It's not just going to be like an empty kingdom, is it? There's going to be plenty of followers of Griffith and the religion and such, isn't there? Which I was thinking, Griffith having an empty kingdom, it wouldn't be quite. You can't get fulfilled anyway because he hasn't got the humanity. But it would be less fulfilling actually having no one in your kind of kingdom. But he will actually, won't he? He very much will. Griffith. The wind whispered that the world has begun to change. Okay, very cool first chapter here. Let's just get right into the. We'll read some comments quickly. There's never much useful here, to be honest with you, but we'll read some comments quickly. Sometimes I get a good bit of insight in here, and I just like seeing what other people think. Again, I see the story from my perspective. This is why, again, there's no true kind of. Even if you can see it from every perspective, there's still no true kind of objectivity towards kind of media. But again, I like seeing other people's perspectives. Obviously, I've just got my own. Yeah, what's his name? Zod's horse is getting a bit of respect here in the comment section, which is nice to see. Like I said, that's some really awesome shots of his horse there. Okay, yeah, not too much in there. But yeah, let's get right into the second part, which has quite a few more likes than the first, which is interesting. War Cry of the Wind, Part 2. More people getting fucked up. Look at the little holes. It's like a chicken skewer. Bloody Stop them! Stop those two horsemen! Young master, wait. What benefit is there to being loyal to these? We should take advantage of the chaos to capture the hawk. Impossible. I thought you'd be smarter than that. Impossible. He's incredibly beautiful. It's like he's not even human. He's like the perfect image of a human. But he's not. So potentially he's what humans... I've said this about like the top 1%. This is perhaps what humans wish they were. They wish they were like this, but just without that part that actually weakens them. But you need that weakness. Humans want to lose that weakness, but you need that to be human. It's like the saying, we're just human. That's a saying for a reason, if you know what I mean. We've got flaws. We are a flawed race, and we are a flawed species and such. But we need that because this is the alternative right here. An empty bottle. Kind of, I envision like again an empty bottle. Kind of you throw it in the river with a wish in, or like a bit of writing or whatever, and that's just what Griffith is. Just an empty bottle with his kind of his dream in there, carrying on through the water, which the current has been paved by himself and the other God Hand members. So it's actually a pretty cool analogy. I'm quite proud of that. Again, I'm usually not a very kind of Pictionary person, but here come the 0.01% fat guys. Look at that back. That does not look normal whatsoever. I think that probably is what you would look like if you were again 0.01% fat and were ripped like this, though. Well, first of all, there's no way you'd ever be 0.01% fat. I don't think, anyway. I think that's like almost impossible. Look out! Quack. What do these guys get hit by? They just land right behind the girl. What happened to them? I've got no idea what happened to them. What the fuck is that? Impossible. We Tapasa were knocked down. What the hell is that? Like garbage bag. Slow. Obtuse. The summit of the Bakiraka. The tapasa inquire in amazement. Fuck is this? Like a bit of Griffith shit. Oh god, what the fuck is that? What is that? Almost looks a bit like guts. I mean, very much not not so facial wise, but in the silhouette, I mean, it looks really skinny. But I mean, like in the cape wise, I'm trying to say. What the hell? Looks pretty damn cool, doesn't it? Really cool. I love the lumps. Makes you think, what the fuck is under that? I love stuff like that. Really love stuff like that. Where you don't actually see, but you can just kind of, you think, what the hell? As he kind of morphs into the figure of a human. That mask. You're Raxus. Was this actually a person? What the fuck is Raxus? Why is our clan's exile here? Oh shit, so he's someone who's been exiled by... Okay. I heard the oracle. So you're the Hawk of Light. You're lovely. Ah, shock. Wow, we're really gaining quite a few followers here, aren't we? Quite a few people that have heard about the kind of prophecy, foretelling of the future, and come to witness it themselves. A couple rogues. Interesting. Well, we know where this guy came from, but where the hell did the other guy came from? Come from, should I say? Someday I'll lop off your head and make it mine. Who are you talking? What? Are you talking to Griffith there? But he's still going to work with Griffith. Hehehe. And yeah, until then, I'll let no harm come to you. Interesting. Interesting. Like, what the hell's going on with this guy? Grr. I'll play with you. This guy's got a really cool design. Again, so ambiguous, but I love it. I say ambiguous, plus that's the wrong word. Hidden, such a hidden design under this cape. It looks really cool. You guys know I'm a big fan of capes. Weaving through the tightest of gaps and narrowly avoiding the hits. It just feels very slimy, doesn't it? I'm liking these new comrades Griffith has got, you know. I'm really liking them. Imagine getting hit by that, though. Imagine getting hit by that. That giant knuckle. Ah, look at the head. Now that is not normal. There's Zod. There's Locus. Griffith. The Fires. I'm guessing that's the new guy. What did they say his name was? As you guys know, I'm terrible with names. Raxas. Raxas. Bar the gate! Cut off their escape! Look at that weapon. So who's this now? Holy crap, that looks a little bit like the purple Rhino Knights guy. But not quite. It's a little bit like him, armor wise. That shield, it's like a tortoise. Turtle shield. What? Man, look at all these new side cast members we're getting here. Fucking awesome, isn't it? All designed really fucking cool. All of them. Oh, what is that creature? A dragon. I think it is a dragon, isn't it? These are maybe dragon scales, actually. I think I've known to be really hard. God damn, these fucking what shit is going on right here? This is crazy. These designs are phenomenal. Holy crap. These designs are phenomenal. Is this guy a demon? With very demonic eyes. Look at that little latch on his suit of armor as well, right at the front. You know, that is very attention to detail heavy, isn't it? Because, well, I mean, you could say you could just lift this off, but to just easily just grab his hand, just undo that, and the whole thing comes off in one go. This giant piece right here, very handy. So I actually very much like that. It makes the design look less clean, but in a good way. Damn, again, these designs are insane. Jesus Christ. So this shield has an open mouth. Is that like a living thing? Or is there like a cannon in there or something? He's massive as well, apparently. Giant? A naga? I think what I remember about like my childhood and watching shows, naga is I keep doing that again. Naga is I've heard that name in relation to dragons quite a bit. There's Naganadel from Pokemon. There's that guy from Bakugan. I forget the name. I don't remember that one too well. I think there's a similar name in that with a dragon as well. Stand your ground. He's by himself. Attack. Has that worked very well for you so far? Come on, soldiers. What is going on here? Oh shit. So yeah, it is like a cannon. A bit like Guts's. I always find it weird saying Guts's. Guts. Like guts. Guts's. What do you even say there? A bit like guts. Bit like guts sword. Doesn't sound right. Bit like guts sword doesn't sound right either though, so if any of you guys can help me out that one. You've just ripped off guts right here, bro. My reaction to that. Damn, what was shot out of that? Was that just someone? Is that just someone at the end? Jesus, this is a slaughter right here, isn't it? It's a massacre. Aye! It spat fire! So yeah, maybe this is actually less like... Yeah, actually that makes sense. Less like a cannon more like a flamethrower of sorts. Would be pretty fitting with this guy's whole dragon deal. Guy's got a couple blades as well. Man, you know the author was having so much fun creating all these side cast members and their weapons and just the way they are. You know he was having a blast. Damn, again, imagine this shit animated. This shit would be so cool. I mean, it's cool as hell anyway, but the action sequences would even more heighten that. So is he a demon? He doesn't look too demonic here. It looks a bit like Guts here. Quite funny, isn't it? This guy looks like Guts facial wise. The other guy had like the cape. I'm not sure there was too much relation in the one before that, but maybe the relation in the one before that was the giant weapon. The guy with the giant lance, really long weapon, and Guts's sword. That's very much clutching at straws there. He has a really nice shot here. Message. All the forces in the stronghold, deploy. Not many more to deploy. What in the? This is so shit. So shit. This is so cool. Ow. It's all just coming together, if you know what I'm saying. These guys are just arriving. It's just this group has just formed of just absolute cool as fuck looking characters. Who goes there? We got more people here? Can't give us more. It's already enough. You've already done enough, guys. Again, these designs are so fucking cool. So what's going on here? Are these just normal people? Doesn't look like it. I do wonder what Griffith's kind of coat of arms and what his logo will be. Well, actually, maybe it's quite obvious with the kind of symbol of the religion. Maybe it's going to be something very similar to that, probably. But look at this. I didn't even notice that until just now. It's not exactly a hawk, is it? But a white bird sitting at the top. And this is very much kind of representative of that symbol itself a little bit, actually, isn't it? With the, I mean, it doesn't twirl, and it's like a very simplified version of it. That's a nice little detail there, which again I wouldn't have actually noticed if I didn't just have a pause. That's the Hawk of Light, the saviour of the world. Or perhaps, as he flies off. Well, you say perhaps it's this. Perhaps he's actually the guy that does this, the guy that destroys kingdoms, the guy that takes everything, the guy that uses you to your nothing. Or perhaps... Ah, you're back. Little person. Oh shit, I didn't see that. It's not the person speaking, it's the elf. It's like a witch who is able to tame birds, which is a very useful, I imagine very useful in this day and age. Maybe not too much nowadays. I think I did hear about like a bird that would steal like money on the street and such, and someone actually made a living off sending out birds to take money. Which is pretty genius, honestly. It takes a lot of hard work in itself, so fair play to them, but I think something legal happened with them, unfortunately. And I wouldn't be too mad at that. If I was a cop, I'd be pretty damn impressed, actually. But yeah, who the hell is this? We've got a witch. Funny because we literally just finished an arc about witches. What the hell's going on here? Wait, what? So she's not really. Maybe she's tamed him. No, she hasn't tamed him. She put herself in the bird. Is that what I'm seeing here? Is that her essence going back into her body? Holy crap! She is an actual witch. I was just kind of half joking, just saying, yeah, she's dressed as a witch, but we know witches aren't real. This is definitely paranormal, supernatural. What the fuck? Thank you. Why do you have to use... Yeah, it's quite funny. She's got a little follower just like Guts. Why do you have to use a bird? Nearing that force field as a luminous body was perilous. One mistake and I'd be lost in the astral world. Nearing that force field. What force field? As a luminous body, maybe a force field by maybe Griffith's kind of aura of sorts. As a luminous body was perilous. One mistake and I'd be lost in the astral world. There was this astral world, like that kind of demonic kind of realm world thing. Jeez. Oh god. It's like a German name right here. Berserk. Oh god. Yeah. Sheerk. Is it Sheerk? So Sheerk. Oh god. Yeah, I'm just gonna call her Sheerk. Jeez, Sheerk. Sounds so weird to say. You're so tough to understand. Cool hairstyle on this one. Blowing back. So yeah, there she is. Again, little girl. Such a cliche. Giant ass, crooked hat. Not cliched in the face though. Face is usually very ugly, isn't it? Well, leaves here with a few bites taken out of them. The angel is the hawk of darkness. A fair few, actually. Hawk of darkness, hey? So she does kind of see him for who he really is. Hawk of darkness. Not the hawk of light. The master of the sinful black sheep. King of the blind white sheep. I like her already. I like her already. She sees very well. I don't blame anyone else for not seeing very well, of course. She's what's he? Special. Sinful black sheep. King of the blind white sheep. The one who shall call down upon the world an age of darkness. Okay. Again, I like this girl already. Again, very almost Guts-like, not at all in design, but in kind of knowing the truth, as well as having this little elf follower. I can only imagine people who have elf followers like this are like some people, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, that doesn't really make sense to say it like that, but they're a big personality. They're a big they're important people in a way. I'm not finding the right words at all, but I hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. Got a little Riz. Because it looks like everything's over here. A choking stench. Yeah, it must smell horrible, to be fair. Just a bunch of burnt bodies, dead people, burnt building. Mine's gone numb with a stench of blood hanging in the air. Dyed red. Everything red. Redding the setting sunshine upon the blood. Red in this. Everything red. Redding the setting sun shining upon the blood. This scene, which should be only gruesome, however, perverts your mind, doesn't it, Griffith? Perverts your mind in finding this actually uplifting and white. Whereas it literally is a massacre. Instead, it was like an inimitable painting. I'm not sure I'm saying that correctly. I don't think I've ever heard that word. Inimitable. So good or unusual as to be impossible to copy. So good or unusual and impossible to copy. Yeah, I think that fits this pretty well. Holy crap, look at these guys. Is that the shape right there? Holy crap. Again, it's amazing how it perverts your mind to think that, isn't it? These guys are just so cool. I forget this guy's name as well. Did he say his name? If he did, you guys know I'm fucking terrible. Naga. Or what? A Naga. He's a Naga, whatever that is. I don't actually think we did get his name, to be fair. But he looks cool as fuck in this shot. But they all look cool as hell anyway, don't they? These three introductions were insane. They were insane. Look at the sun setting right there. Almost perfectly in half. We were now surely in the midst of some extraordinary tale. This arc has started off brilliantly so far, hasn't it? And that is it. Fucking hell. that was something right there, those couple chapters. Like I said, these side character introductions right here were fucking awesome. Some of the best, honestly, that I've had. Not just in terms of Griffith's men, but this girl as well. Like, she seems very promising. She seems very promising. Really young though, doesn't she? I mean, just in terms of like, what the fuck is this? How was she able to do that? And again, another really good sign is that she's got a little puck of her own. That's a really good sign, honestly. I think I was trying to say, you've got to be like a really kind of kind person deep down, and a really nice and good person deep down to kind of be followed by one of these. And again, it seems like Guts isn't that, but that's just on the surface, isn't it? Again, deep down, he really is that kind of stand-up guy. Okay, let's read some comments to finish off. Oh yeah, so I mean, I say oh yeah, like I knew this. This guy says here, 3 men came because they heard of the Oracle of the Hawk of Light, who was meant to save the world, or something. It reminds me of the 3 kings that visited Jesus when he was born. That I remember doing that play in primary school. I think it was like gave him like 3 gifts. The old wise men, I forget their names, but I can't remember what I played in that. I think maybe I've repressed it. It was out of depressing a memory. I can't remember too much from my childhood, honestly. But yeah, another good point there. Like I've said a few times, I think if I actually read the Bible, I think a lot of this stuff, I think I'd probably gain a bit more of an insight on some of the stuff here. But I'm not just going to go read the Bible. Some motherfucker said, so many sick looking new characters, it's like it's a birthday party. What are you talking about? Birthday party? I mean, it kind of is in the term that I'm that happy. It is a bit like a birthday party. All these guys look absolutely insane. It is a bit like a birthday gift, honestly. Oh yeah, another good point here. Someone said we're pretty much halfway through the whole thing now. On a chapter 184. Yeah, we're almost halfway through, which is actually pretty good because it actually feels like we're a lot over halfway for me. That's actually pretty nice to know, honestly. Someone says here a naga is actually a snake. Again, I've what's it called? Naga. Yeah, Naga. Yeah, there is it is just Naga in Bakugan as well, which is this kind of dragon here. It's like an evil dragon. Again, I've seen Naga used in terms of dragons quite a lot. I think maybe there's so much dragon lore out there. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that kind of template of the types of dragons, like bull dragon, like a wyvern, dragons without legs. There's like so many different variations and names to them. It's like it's ridiculous. But perhaps this is like a variation of a dragon. Perhaps it looks more like a snake dragon without legs and arms. Like I said, there's so many different types of dragons. Yeah, this. There's a Quetzalcoatl. Again, a lot of these names I've just kind of seen here and there. That one obviously from Dragon Maid, and a wyvern from like Yu-Gi-Oh, and obviously a dragon, a Hydra. Obviously heard of that, big one. But like a Drake is like a one-headed dragon without wings. A Lundworm is like two arms but no legs and snake-like. There's so many different types. Who came like one? I want to know who the fuck came up with all this. And two, it's like, how the hell did you actually manage to get this out there? Because this stuff is all fictional. But yeah, again, I just think it's a different type of dragon. Maybe a more evil type of dragon and more snake looking, probably. Someone asking what the Oracle thing is here. I think that's what we saw ages ago now, like 4, 5, 6, maybe even more volumes ago, with that old woman in the back of that trailer thing, where she was telling the future. I think that's what the Oracle was, wasn't it? So yeah, it's actually interesting. Someone here saying Griffith has a dragon. We saw this guy again. He saw this guy looking like a demon. Perhaps he wasn't actually looking like a demon. Perhaps he is a dragon that can turn into a man. Sounds ridiculous, I know. But perhaps he is an actual dragon. Someone here saying, so Griffith is the Hawk of Darkness and Guts is the Hawk of Light. I don't think Guts is a Hawk of anything, is he? If anything, he's almost like the Prince of Darkness. Oh well, yeah. Someone here says Guts is the Hawk of Darkness, but again, I prefer to see it as he's like the Prince of Darkness. Like he's next in the throne to the darkness. I think Skull Knight almost takes that, takes the kingship for me. As ambiguous as that fellow is, he's been with the darkness for a long time and fighting against it. Yeah, some interesting comments there. But yeah, great couple chapters today. Fucking amazing. Like I said earlier, this start to this arc has been insane. Insane. Griffith in general just being awesome, but his pull as well, to pull in these characters who all look amazing. I can't wait to see more of them in action. But yeah, I love the little setup with this witch girl here. Looking forward to seeing quite a bit more of her. Actually, a bit of a breakthrough of light in the kind of darkness, isn't it? That there's maybe someone here for Guts as well, perhaps. Someone Guts can kind of work with, and seems pretty useful if we were to having abilities like this. Can you imagine if she could do that with real people? But yeah, some lovely fight scenes as well today, of course, and artwork. But I think the best artwork is just the character design, isn't it? Like, Jesus Christ, this guy looked awesome. The Naga looked awesome, and Locus. What was the other guy's name? Like Rakas. Rakas. This was that was a lovely shot there of Zord as well. Can't forget about him. But yeah, Locus right here. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, I love these chapters. Make sure you let me know what you guys thought about these chapters down in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these reactions. I'll be back next time with the final 2 chapters of the arc, of the volume. So I'll see you guys then. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.